Welcome, folks, to the live broadcast here on Deep River Farm of the Catalyst Dinner. We're going to be periodically starting. Everybody's eating right quick, and then we're going to get started. We'll put you on the spot, Randy.
All right, bring it on.
We live.
We are live.
Want to get your take on how you think the helping hands are progressing.
From where we started, it is almost undescribable. The amount of money that has come through here that we're sending now to families, the amount of goods, food, clothing, supplies, heaters, propane tanks, it's overwhelming. And we now know beyond a shadow of a doubt, this was a God thing.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah. So we're just happy to be able to be a part of it.
Thank you, Randy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you fine.
Walk behind him.
Tina coming?
Let's go up here and talk with Pastor Tim just for a minute. Bud, we live. Are you always eating when this takes place? Give me a rundown. I know you went to see Miss Kay up at Mount Zion Saturday. When you went up there, I know she was talking about how good it was to have you supplying the stuff for the Bibles, propane.
Yeah, we're getting them restarted on the propane because in her absence, the people they weren't managing they just gave the things away. They ran out, so she asked me to get her started again. So I gave her some tanks to get started with again. And we've still been taking a tote full of Bibles every week. And we've been taking food, taking some hoodies. Winter clothing and stuff. It's good for her. It's good that she's back at that church distribution center that kind of going south there for
And you said that they finally got some new pavement up there around B-Log.
We were at Ball Creek and I was there. We were talking, Katie and filming, and I had sent Phil and Rodney. I said, "Why don't y'all go ahead and go to B-Log, and y'all can go ahead and get a head start on us, and we'll meet you there." Well, we got started. We just turned on 19, and Phil texted me and said, 19 Douglas Page. So it used to be a pretty slow, rough ride down through there. I mean, and it was smooth sailing except for the bridges. When you got the bridges, they were still in pretty bad shape.
Holly just sent me a text and said she can't hear you too good. You need to speak up.
I thought Holly was gonna be here.
She sent me a text late and said that she wasn't going to be able to attend. I don't know if she's sick or what.
Okay.
But she sent me a text said she wasn't going to be able to attend. But
It was nice seeing that pavement. It made the drive so much easier back there. I used to come out there in my truck and be around all the mud and everything. So seeing that pavement, it just shows there's been more done in the last 2 weeks than there has been in 5 months.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go over here and talk to Crystal and her husband for a minute. I'm going to put Crystal and her husband on the spot here. We're live, all right? Now, you've been up how many times?
We've only been twice, but we've donated through Helping Hands. We've donated through a lot of Amazon lists.
And when you went up, y'all, I know y'all brought in horse feed and all kinds of stuff like that. And how did you find out they was needing that?
Probably through video. And I grew up on a horse farm.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they needed feed, and I knew they needed horse farm. So today we brought 24 tubes of horse farm with us today, and 100 pounds of alfalfa cubes. So, we know the animals. I know a lot of people may have to make a decision whether to keep an animal or not, because they might not be able to afford it. So we want to be able to help them.
Right, right. And let me ask you something. When you went up through there, your first trip, what'd you think when you got up there around those areas that was just hammered and destroyed?
So actually, my first trip, there were 3 of us from our church who went up and spent 3 days cutting trees off of driveways and houses and all that about 3 weeks after the storm. But you see it on video, and we've watched a lot of it on YouTube, but until you actually go there and see it, it's just hard to imagine all the devastation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you go into town and you don't see a lot. But then you get near the rivers and it's just tore all to pieces, and not much has changed. Not much. And what had changed, the footbridges, the low water bridges that they made, volunteers that went through, built the bridges back with scrap materials and anything they could get are now gone again because of all that rain. So they're dealing with it. They're dealing with it.
I told somebody not long ago, this is probably the saddest thing. I'm 54. This is the saddest thing that's ever happened in my life.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine.
Well, there's one thing about it. We've got 5 families back in their houses. That's been a big plus. And I mean, that's not much, but when they had basically lost everything but the frame of their house and all their furnishings, their clothing, their appliances, and all that stuff, with the help of everybody, we've got that many back in. And we picked up another family just last week, and we've got to get their story on there and everything, but we're working on that.
We want to say something to the families, to the folks in the mountains. We're going to continue to support you. We're going to continue to pray for you. We love you, and we're just praying a hedge of protection around each and every one of you.
Now, what church is it that you all go to?
We are Christ Free Fellowship.
Okay, all right.
We're
I knew y'all was in McLeansville. I couldn't remember the name of it.
we're a home church, so we're not. We're in our pastor's house currently. We have probably about 30 that attend church. So
That's good.
yep.
That's good. Come on in, Loretta. You ain't got to. You'll be all right. I'm live.
Well, hello, America.
All right, folks. Shortly we're going to get started with Brother Bud speaking, and then Pastor Tim will follow up, and we're giving everybody a chance to eat right quick. You got anything you want to say, Pastor?
No.
just thank y'all for all of your support and all that you're doing. This has been a ministry that is ultimately unexplainable other than by God. It's God madness, some people say. It's been a wonderful thing to watch. Thank you so much. I will tell you, before we have our speakers tonight, we are going to play a game. And so you guys are going to have to watch us play rock, paper, scissors game with a winner in the end. So I hope you enjoy that. If you're watching at home, maybe y'all can play rock, paper, scissors at home. It's going to take us 5 to 10 minutes to do that for the whole crew. So enjoy that, I guess, and then we'll have our speakers. God bless you so much.
Good friend of mine here. This is Scott Alley. Scott's been helping us out throughout the entire Operation Mountain Relief, and he's been up with us a couple of times to the mountains. Scott, what was your impression when you went up?
I've never seen something so destroyed in my life, and people just left with nothing. And I think what you're doing here is great, and we're taking care of our people. We can't depend on anyone else, and that's the way we should do it, just take care of each other. I think it's a great thing.
Now, we loaded up twice on Friday evenings, quite a bit of stuff.
Yes, we did. We were a convoy going up there and coming back empty, and that was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Knowing it was going to people that need it, and not just people who wanted it.
That's exactly right. Well, we appreciate all your help.
I appreciate you listening.
And what church do you attend, so that everybody knows?
I go to Parks Crossroads in Rankin.
Parks Crossroads. All right, folks. There was another volunteer that's helped. We appreciate that, Scott.
You got it.
I'm going to bring you up here and talk to Ross just a minute. Ross, we're live here. I wanted to ask you some questions about Helping Hands and how things are going as far as what you can tell.
Well, as you've communicated on your channel, we have 5 of the families that are back in their homes. So we're still working on the other 6. We're about to add another one, I believe, that I got this week. And so donations have been very generous and ongoing, and we're just blessed. We're very blessed.
That's good. We're seeing a lot of more enthusiasm up there now with the people. Some of the things are starting to get fixed. They do have some new asphalt down on one of the roads that was such trouble. And but I know a lot of these families. One of them asked Bud, "Was this for real?" He just couldn't believe it.
I'm looking forward to hearing their message tonight.
Yep, I am too.
In about 10 minutes or so, we're going to have a little fun together. Then we'll get into our programming. And the fun together, you'll see, it's another kind of like go around the room until we have a winner kind of thing with a little fun. So you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm excited about that. So let's first go to God in prayer. And then after the prayer, kind of see if you can finish up as much as you can. And then we'll get into the programming. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, Lord, we thank you for tonight and this wonderful opportunity to gather together to fellowship in your name and to just simply have fun. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to have a wonderful meal. Lord, we thank you for those who made tonight possible and all their hard work. We ask for your blessings upon them. We ask for your blessings upon our speakers tonight, upon the fun family event we're going to have before that. And of course, we ask for your blessings upon this food so that you use it to nourish our bodies and then us back to service in your world. We love you, God, and we thank you for first loving us. And all God's people said, amen, amen. I'll be back shortly.
Welcome. So, folks, this is just a small part of what you're seeing here is a small part of the effort. There's also another 20 churches that are behind this effort that you don't see here. Most of these are the folks of the Central Global Methodist Church that have invited Pastor Tim and Brother Bud down. Pastor Tim's wife, Jan, is sick. He said she only was able to work half a day today, and she is sick, so she was not able to make the trip down to visit. So this is a small part, and then we've got a few people here representing a couple of the 21 churches that are involved in this as well, that came down to eat and talk with Pastor Tim and Brother Bud. So this is something that Central Church does every month, is have a dinner, and a lot of times it is someone that is connected to the church and is doing an outside ministry in the mission field locally. So, but this is the main part of the Central Global Church here, and they're the ones that's behind the Helping Hands. And of course, all of your support out there that's been sending money to the Central Church, this is where it comes to, and then it gets dispersed to the families every 2 to 3 weeks, and that way they can continue with their materials that the contractors are needing to buy. They can have money on hand for the materials or whatever's needed, and so that money goes out to them, like I said, every 2 to 3 weeks, or as needed for any specific contacts. Now we're getting ready to start, as Pastor Lonnie there mentioned. Going to play a little game, so you folks bear with us, and then Pastor Tim and Brother Bud will be speaking. I think Brother Bud is going to be speaking first, followed by Pastor Tim, and that way you can follow along on what's going on. But we appreciate you folks joining us this evening here live. This will give you an opportunity to send out a share link if anybody wants to share it with their family and friends on what's going on here. And this will give you an opportunity here while we're doing the game and everything. That way they can listen to Pastor Tim and Brother Bud speak. So we're going to start moving our way over here to the tripod and get loaded up so that we can get stationary for the event here.
Motorcycle shop up there, and the owner was like, both got lost. He was down 50 miles down the street. They never found him. Yeah, they never found him. So they were finally having his wave or service, or whatever you want to call it, Saturday. But now, the guy that's up there at the hardware store, he was telling me that they clocked, they had a state trooper up there that night. They clocked a tree, not a piece of wood, but a tree coming down this water.
You need to tell
It's
that.
crazy. It's crazy.
You need to tell that. Because he's told me every time I've been to that same story about him and how they
State trooper clocked it.
He's got his back to us, he's got a great sweat. Oh, okay.
I'm not eating anymore. I'm stopping by Tony's.
Now, how long have you been and how did you miss out going
They took me
about 20 years young?
and they took me back.
They took what? Well, I went to, we went to the South Carolina campus. Well, then in high school, we started going to some camps.
I was a compact boy.
I was sick off.
I remember whenever oh, good grief. He was like the head counselor there. High school. Lou. I see Lou body slams the guy out there. Lou going good. Do you remember Ollie Donovan? He's a youth pastor somewhere. He's back in a different place. Well, they don't make it to Thomas. They close today. He couldn't load my PowerPoint. He could load my video. The last slide that I have in there.
Loading PowerPoint on. What is Eddie? Okay, that guy.
You'll see it.
Toyota guy.
You're live. Do you know that?
Yeah, well, he knows. Yeah, he is well aware.
Well, good evening again, everybody. We do have a couple speakers coming a little bit later tonight. I want to say too, first before we get started for the kids in the group. Where's Miss Allison? Where you at, Miss Allison? There she is. somewhere in here, so maybe she may not. But Miss Allison here, the kids, when we get after this game session we're going to have, the kids can head out with Miss Allison to the children's room if they want to, do some children's things during our presentations, and of course they'll have 25 to 30 minutes or so. And so after that, then of course the children can be picked up by the parents or grandparents. So Miss Allison will take you out after the kind of fun time. So what are we going to do? Well, if you remember last, I think it was last fall, last early winter, we played that game where we had the cup, remember? And everybody had to pick the cup, and then we narrowed it down to 4 people and then 2 people, and you had a winner. But we're going to play something else tonight, similar but not exactly the same. I do have some gift cards for the winners. Third place will get a $25 gift card to Chili's, or there's a couple other restaurants on here, but you'll have to drive to Greensboro. Or Highport or Winston or whatever. Second place will get $50 worth of gift cards to Chili's or those restaurants. And first place will get $100 worth of gift cards. Yeah, we're going to get time. So that's the top 3 will get that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play a collective game, and keep narrowing it down until we get eliminated, of rock, paper, scissors. If this is not your bag and you don't want to play, you can remain seated. No big deal, not a big deal at all. But if you want to play, you know the rules, right? Rock beats what? Scissors. Scissors beats what? And paper beats what?
Rock.
Okay, the way I've always done it is rock, paper, scissors, shoot, right? You know, the 4th one, rock, paper, scissors, shoot, okay? And we're going to, each session is going to be 2 out of 3, okay? And if you tie, you keep going forward until somebody wins twice. When you lose, please sit down. If there is someone who's an oddball out person, Pastor Randy back there is going to replace that person, help with that person, and not replace that person, but work with that person. So he'll be the extra person we go to if we need somebody. And so, are you ready? What was that? Are you ready? All right, so grab a partner, grab your first partner. If you're playing, please stand. If you're playing, please stand. Grab your partner. We're not starting yet. We're not starting. Just grab your partner. If you're not playing, you can remain seated. That's okay. That's no problem. I understand you're not being played. All right, everybody got a partner? Anybody not have a partner? Anybody not have a partner? Okay. All right, on 3, we're going to start. Remember, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Best 2 out of 3. If you tie, just keep going until someone gets 2, okay? On your mark, get set. On 3, 1, 2, 3, go! Whenever you lose, just sit down. Whenever you lose, just sit down. Yes, whenever you lose, sit down. I see the disappointment on the faces of those who've lost. Have you some of you are already teaming up with someone who's won. That's fine. Keep teaming up with someone else until we get down to 4, okay? Keep teaming up. Keep teaming up. All right, I see some people being eliminated. All right, we got one over here. Anybody who's won needs to come over here. All right, raise your hand if you just won and you need another partner. Raise your hand. All right. We got people. Find somebody. Find somebody. All right. How many we got left? Let's see. All right. Ben's still going. We need a partner. Ben, go. All right. We got a winner right here. How many we got left? Let's see. Y'all done back there? Have you got a winner? Have they got a winner back there? Y'all can go. Y'all can go. Have y'all played? Have y'all? Is there a winner or loser between y'all? Okay, then y'all need to play each other. Okay, go. go, you go, keep going. Go. All right, ready? Ben, come up front. Who we got left? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Right, come on up. How many? Anybody else? Did you keep winning? You did? You said you did. All right. I know something happened. Someone got this organized right here. Yeah, somebody got extra. We got one coming from over here, right? So somehow we got 5. We got disorganized. So hey, as the young one, you get a pass this round, okay? So you get young. All right, pick somebody. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so we got one left. So now you and Ben got to go, okay? All right. We good. Who won? All right, Judy, you still left, but you're going to play for 3rd place, okay? So come on, you're going to play for 3rd place. All right, so you two, come here. You two are going to play for 3rd place, all right? Y'all two are going to play for 3rd place. And then y'all are going to play for the championship after that, okay? Now, y'all are going to do it on stage, so come on up. Yeah. Come on up. All right. Oh, you can't? Okay, we'll do it right here. That's fine. Y'all go first for 3rd place. All right, 3rd place. Here you go. Here's $25. All right, the championship right here in the middle. Come on. All right, everybody's got to see it. Let's do it slowly so we can keep track of what's going on. Wayne's trying to do it. Yeah, Wayne's trying to get the thing. Here we go. One at a time. Are y'all ready? Go. All right, 1-0, right? So 1 each. Here we go for the championship. Oh, Todd. Do it again. Oh! We got a champion. Hey, man, this is yours for 2nd place. There you go. And there you go for 1st place. Guys, give her a hand. Awesome. It's always fun, and it's always fun when you win things, right? Well, we do have a wonderful opportunity tonight to hear from some people who've been making a significant difference, and you all have been involved. Well, I forgot. Allison's right there. If any children wants to head out, sorry. Any children want to head out, you can head with Allison right now. Your parents or grandparents are going to pick you up later. So as the kids are heading out, once again, you all have been connected to the individuals you're going to hear tonight, even though you may not have ever met them. And it's been really cool to watch how the church, and when I say church, I don't mean just our church or our denomination, I mean cross-denominationally. The church holistically, the church universal, has been coming together to help people in the western part of the state. And in just a second, I'm going to turn it over to Wayne, because he was really the essential person in our congregation that first got us interested in connected through his hard work and his connections in the western part of the state. I try to explain all the ways he's connected and all the people he's connected to, but I can't remember it all, and we don't have that much time. But he's put that much work and effort in, and we have been a part of that. And I think you're going to be blown away by both the difficulties that people have been going through on that side of the state after the hurricane, but also how God has been working, and you guys have been a part of that. And it is so cool to see resources going to places and actually being used quickly and immediately and changing lives. And I can tell y'all this, I've been doing this for 20 plus years in ministry. I've been involved in many mission projects, and they've been great. I've never seen a mission project that has raised this much money, involved this many people, worked this well across denominations and churches, and has been this efficient of helping people in need. And I thank God for that. Amen? Amen. And when you clap, it's recording me live for everybody to see and all of America on YouTube. So Wayne, come on up, buddy.
Well, the first thing we need to do is thank these ladies that's prepared this fine meal. Let's give them a round of applause. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight for this event. It's like Pastor Ronnie said, it's been a huge, huge undertaking. It's been a lot of people's lives have been saved. People don't realize how many people were without. And our church here, along with 20 other churches that have come together to provide all of the necessary donations in the beginning, is what brought these people from having very little to having stuff to eat, stay warm, have clothing, water, just the simple things. And when this all started, my cousin lives up in Laconia, which is just outside of Flat Rock. I had contacted her and she had told me how bad it was. And I didn't have Tim's number. Now we go way back. We went to youth camp together, if that tells you anything.
This means we're old.
That just means we're old, that's right. But I had asked her for Tim's number, and she said, now he may not be able to get a hold of it, or you may not be able to get a hold of him. She said the cell tower is down, and he's having to leave his home to go get a signal. So he did call me back after I called, and he told me how bad it was. So we started making preparations then to try to get food and water to them right off the bat as quick as possible. And that's how this thing got started. Now, as far as Bud there, my dad and Bud went on a mission team trip back in 1990 to Barbados. So we knew that family from way back. And we've been on several mission team trips with out of the Bethel Church and out of the Canton Church. My uncle was the pastor between those two churches for what, Tim? 20, 25 years?
Yeah, at least.
So we knew the people, and we had the connections, and when this thing happened, the Bethel Church had the facilities that could handle the volume of stuff that was about to come through. But I think our first speaker is going to be Bud McCall. And if he'll come on up, and you can have the mic, and I think he's got some PowerPoint stuff he wants to share. Now, Bud's been taking weekly, sometimes twice a week trips up in the mountains, and he's going to tell you all about it, and I'm going to turn it over to him now. Appreciate it, Bud.
Thank you, everybody. My name's Bud McCall, like I said. I'm not a professional speaker like Wayne or anything. Is the picture there? Okay. So first thing I want to say was thank you to everybody for all the support. You know, none of it could be possible without, you know, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for all the donations, all the supplies. You know, when I tell Wayne, we're really needing, you know, we had the Mayday for buddy heaters, and I'm still taking buddy heaters up there. Mayday for propane, just everything. And even some of the stuff that we haven't taken in a long time is starting to be asked for again, like water, and I've taken clothes. The Bibles have been a major hit up there. I take these big plastic totes full of Bibles every week, and every week they're out. I don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. But some of these pictures, can you go back to the beginning? So that's part of Highway 19W in Burnsville. That's a U.S. highway, and it still looks like that. They have completely abandoned that highway now, and they've actually built the road on the other side of the river to where, and they've got a bridge now where you go across the river down the new road, and then about a mile down there's another bridge that gets you back on what's left of Highway 19. You can go now. That is in Burnsville. That's just that's what it is. It's a tractor and a pile of debris next to a house. You see that stuff everywhere, and it's still, to this day, Wayne's seen it a couple of times. Nothing, very little has been cleaned up. Just in the last couple of weeks, stuff has started to get cleaned up. Yeah, go ahead. So the next couple pictures is Swananoa. That's a gas station. That's the front side of the gas station on Highway 70 in Swananoa. And that bridge is still closed. This is Swananoa. You see a lot of those orange spray paint marks on houses and cars. That's where they've cleared it of remains, that there's no remains in that vehicle or in the house. That's the back side of the gas station from the other side of the river. This is at Asheville Christian Academy, which is right down the road in Swananoa. There's a mobile home park that was right beside it, and the entire mobile home park is gone. It was all the mattresses and debris from the trailers and everything were all in the football field and baseball fields and everything. And that school is recently reopened now, in just the last 2 weeks. I took that picture early on. I thought that was a pretty neat statement. That right there is my very first supply run to Avery County up at Curtis Creek, where Mr. Greg is. He's family number 7, I think 7. That's where he lives. And I took them several runs of supplies, but I haven't been there in probably 2 months now. That community has recovered, and they told me we're good to go, and they thanked me for everything I did for them. And I actually ate Thanksgiving dinner with them at their church. And that's about the last time I've been there. That right there, now that's an interesting story. If you can hold it there for a minute. When we were trying to get supplies and some stuff that we didn't have at Bethel, I work for a company called Kimberly Clark. We make Huggies diapers and pens and all that kind of stuff. And a girl that I've worked with for close to 30 years, she had been watching some stuff I was doing, and she said, "You need to call my brother." And I said, "Who's your brother?" And she told me that he works at Bristol Motor Speedway. He's kind of like his main job. He sets up all the races, and whenever they have a football game or something at Bristol, he's in charge of that. And they had this huge distribution hub at Bristol Speedway, and she connected me with him, and so I was able to go over there a couple times and got pallets, loads of generators and water and whatever I needed that we didn't have at the time. So that was interesting. All right. Yeah, that's my little trailer. So that's the little trailer that could. It's actually it's a 5x8 enclosed trailer, but I pack it full. It's my Boy Scout troop trailer. I was a Boy Scout leader for 25 years, and that's the trailer we use to haul our camping gear in. So I've been using it to haul relief supplies. That's Avery County Airfield, up between Spruce Pine and Newland, and a veterans organization took control of the airfield. I'm not sure if they're still there, but they had a huge distribution center there, and they did a really good job, and they were working in tandem with the FAA because it was an active runway still. There were planes and helicopters coming in. So I took a couple of loads of, those are those generators right there. They're small generators, but they work really good for people with, for their oxygen tanks and that kind of thing. That right there is the day when Wayne brought the group up and we took the church bus to the Bat Cave. Some of y'all were here for that. But that's down in Big Hungry, which is about 10 minutes from Bethel Church. So the river, there's a dam up to the left. It's an old grist mill dam from way, like when my grandfather was a little boy. And the whole dam just broke loose, and it took the bridge out and everything, and there was all these people that live up back in there. And it don't show it, but there's a cable going across from the bottom of the bridge over there. They were cabling food and water and supplies over because they couldn't get out. And that bridge is yet to be repaired. That's another view of it. And that's actually about where that wooden bridge in the water is. That's where my dad used to take me to swim and stuff when I was a little kid. CRI, that's, if anybody watches my videos, that's Red Hill Hardware. That's Colton and Cody. They started that group called Community Relief Initiative. There's Colton. That's Chris beside him. Chris is the one that got me connected to Colton. I met Chris in Spruce Pine getting propane, and he connected me with Colton, and it's just been a friendship ever since. This right here is just an example of a house where the people didn't survive. This gentleman's name is Lenny. He lived right on Toe River, and they found, the story I was told is they found his body in Irwin, Tennessee, 50 miles away, and they never found his wife. And this house, this is actually in Hendersonville where we live. I go to the gym with a young couple, and this is her daddy's house, and it was hit by fallen trees and a mudslide, and he lost everything he had. And I was actually able, through my videos and Wayne's videos, had a gentleman in Kentucky donated a vehicle for him to drive. And his family's got him he's got a mobile home there on that property now. Right there is B-Log, so I think a few of y'all have been to B-Log with me. That's an all the relief centers mostly in Yancey County are old schools, and they're all these old-timey rock schools. And that one's about the most remote one I go to, and it's a shell of a building. I mean, you go inside and it looks like Shawshank Prison or something. And, we take a load of propane every week, but I think half the propane goes to keep them from freezing to death inside the building. But that is a big facility. And right there is another view of 19W. That's right where you turn left at those rocks to go to B-Log, and you can see right there it ends, and then down through there, there's nothing left. So they have walked away from it. Now this right here, this is in the Pensacola area on the other side of Burnsville. The next few pictures, this lady, she's a pharmacist, and a gentleman named Tony that watched our videos, he called me. He's from Texas, and he drove up here and spent about 4 months doing construction. He's a building contractor, and he met up with this lady. The whole mountain came down behind her house and knocked her house 50 feet with her in it. And she's got a head injury and everything, and I've met her, and you can tell she's got a lot of PTSD. She's not able to work. And that's typical for a lot of people up there. There is a lot of PTSD, and when people start seeing that's the mudslide that came down behind her. When they start seeing it raining like it has been, and they're still having mudslides, they get really upset. That's the back side of her house there. And that's from across the road. And the story about here, if you can hold it, is no one will help her clean that up, because the county tells her that it's her responsibility. So she was denied government assistance, and then because they said her insurance would pay it, and her insurance said we're not going to pay it because you didn't have mudslide insurance. And so she was going back with that denial letter to get government assistance, and I haven't, she still, as far as I know, has not gotten any help. And she's actually had contractors come up to try to help remove it, because if you look close, the road is actually right there. It goes right in front of their house, is hanging over it. But no one will touch it because they're scared if they move the wrong tree or something, the whole jigsaw puzzle is going to come crashing down, and then they're going to be held responsible. So it's just sitting there. Okay. Here's a load of propane. So this is mainly what I'm doing now. Propane is major. And the donations for propane have been amazing. I know a lot of y'all have seen the flyer that we got with Prince Propane in Landon, South Carolina. It's been amazing how much propane we get. So I'm hauling about 300 to 400 bottles of propane a week up there. And that's usually what my truck looks like after I get done every week. There's a load of buddy heaters we took up to Red Hill. I stuffed about 150 heaters in that trailer. So that right there, that's just somebody's car sitting on the side of the road, smashed and flooded, trashed. That avalanche has been there for months. Nobody's touched it. It hasn't moved or anything. Right there, that's on 19W. That's actually some kind of I don't know if it was apartments or a store. It's called Egypt Ramseytown. But that's the only building left standing, and it looks like that. And there's a car. That car's been sitting there on the bank for months. That's back when it was cold and the river was frozen. And all that, I told Wayne, hold it for a second. That road, that's been a really rough drive going. It's about 10 miles back to B-Log down that road. And it's slow going, and it's bumpy, and it's rough. And now, we went Saturday, and if you know Brother Phil that is on my videos a lot, he had took off down through there about 10 minutes before I did. And then he texted me and said, 19W is paved. And so, in just I had been down there the Saturday before, and then by the next Saturday, the entire road's got new asphalt on it. And so we were able to just fly down through there, except for the bridges. The bridges are still pretty messed up, but in between, it was smooth sailing, so that was really nice. Now this is O.C. Winston's store. It's right on the Toe River. This is where they filmed, if anybody saw the 60 Minutes episode on Helene, which everybody asks if they didn't watch it, but this is where they filmed 60 Minutes, and the river's about 40 feet below where the road is, but the river got halfway up that store window. And the couple, it's a man and his sister that run it, and their 96-year-old mother lives there too with them, and she refuses to leave. They tried to get her to go somewhere else and take her somewhere safer, and she says, I've been here 80-something years, I'm going to die here, so she's not leaving. So we take them propane every week. And this is you can see how old that house is. That's right beside Whitson's. The water got up to the bottom of those windows on that house right there. That's Red Hill. That's CRI Red Hill Hardware. Now they're actually going to be moving next week. They've got a new location farther up the road, so I get to drive farther. But that's us delivering propane right there at Red Hill. So that right there, if you can hold it there, the couple in the car, the man and woman, I don't know their names, but I met them. We were at Zion Baptist Church, and they just live like a mile away, and they don't have nothing. And they pulled up in an old 80s Gremlin that was about to fall apart. It was held together by a chain line, and they were just putting along. And finally, it gave out on them. But I had given one vehicle away to that other gentleman, and I told Miss Kay at Zion, I said, if another vehicle comes up, I'm gonna give it to them. And a few weeks went by, and a lady from Chattanooga, Tennessee, called me and said she had that Suburban, or Tahoe, whatever it is, and I told her the story, and those are her sons there on the left. They actually put new tires on it, got the front end aligned, had the oil change, and they brought that, it was about, I think it's about 2012, and they brought it and signed it over to that couple so they'd have a reliable vehicle. That's delivering propane to Ball Creek. Between them and Red Hill, they eat it up. Ball Creek takes about 150 balls a week. And we decided to try and provide all their propane because they're trying to buy that old school to make it a community center. And the owner of the school, or the owner of the building wants, what was the price?
$875.
$875,000 to run down the school. And then B-Log, it's even worse. The same man owns it. He wants over $600,000. And nobody up there's got money. And so that's my symbol now. That's Cody at Red Hill designed Appalachian Navy. That's my YouTube channel. I know some of y'all watch it, and some of you may have never heard of it. I've got stickers if anybody's interested. But one thing I wanted to say was, this started, the night of the hurricane. I slept through the whole thing. I slept through the whole storm, and we didn't have any damage at my house. We were fortunate. I live in a spot where I don't have any trees around me, and we're not near any water. We're up on a hill, and so we didn't have power for 2 weeks or so. Now Tim lives across the street, and he had it after 2 days. So when his lights come on, we got all excited, and we sat there another week and a half. But I had never done anything like this before the hurricane, and then, I went back to work the Monday after the storm, and we just sat there because we didn't have power, and we were just sitting there in the dark at the plant. And other plants in our company were sending us tractor trailer loads of bottled water and food and all this stuff. And so our management team asked us to load up our shop trucks and take water to places. And a coworker of mine lives in Swannanoa, and he actually showed up back to work and said they needed up there bad. And we took it to Swannanoa. He knew where to go, and that was the first real devastation I had seen. And when we went down Highway 70, people were just standing on the side of the road like, where am I at? What am I doing? And I saw there was a gas station where there was just piles of clothes on the ground, and people were looking for something to wear. And it just kind of hit me really hard. And, when the donations started coming in at the church, I was just there helping unload it. I didn't know, I said, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And then, I started seeing Facebook posts from people I knew. We did the video with Christina that I went to high school with. She lives in Burnsville. She said, does anybody have this and that? I need it. And other people that are needing it. I said, I got it. So I loaded up and went to Burnsville. And then another young lady got on there. I started watching the Facebook pages, and another girl I had never met got on there and said, does anybody have generators and heaters? My mother-in-law's community got hit really hard. That's the one I showed up in Newland, and I said, I've got it. So I took a leap of faith, and I met her in Spruce Pine, and we drove another hour and a half up 19E through devastation that I'd never seen, and made it up. It's almost the Banner Elk. We got up there, and I went up there several times, and from that point, it just started. It was twice a week for the rest of the year, and I was using up all the leave time of work that I had left, and then now it's every Saturday I'm doing that. So I've got people. Sometimes, people say, why do you keep doing it? And I'm like, well, if I don't, then somebody's going to go without because there's people counting on me. And I am, I'm the main provider of propane, at least free propane for them, to to Mitchell and Yancey County right now. Those relief centers, I'm the only person bringing them propane and heaters and all kinds of stuff. So, and it's thanks to y'all. So I thank everybody for what you're doing and how you support us. That's all I got. Anybody got questions?
Hey y'all, it is so good to see y'all, and thank you so much for allowing us to be here. My wife could not come tonight. She was planning on being here, but she got sick. We've got an outbreak of flu and all kinds of stomach stuff going on up in the mountains, and it's just kind of hit a lot of folks. But probably here too, I don't know for sure. But let me just say one quick note about Booker, and I'm going to share with you what's on these slides. God has called this young man to do this, and we're just blessed to be able to be a part of it, to help him to supply all of these. This picture you see on the screen is how we started in the church 3 days after the hurricane came through. And we had a church from the academy bring us some supplies. And my daughter, who lives in Charlotte, who goes to school in Charlotte, she went to buy some supplies. Somebody gave us some money. She went to get it while she was sitting at Sam's. This lady walks up and says, "You look like you're buying a bunch of supplies. What's going on?" And she told her what we were doing. She handed her $200 more and said, "Go buy more." And so we started out with those few, 5 or 6 tables, and then the delivery started coming. This was a delivery from Virginia Beach, Virginia. They put Flat Rock Strong on the side of it, brought us some things, and another truck came in.